So today is Gen 1 day, and the OGs definitely hold a special place in my heart. However, one difference with the old gen and the current gen is that Gen 1 had humans clearly alongside the ponies. We could see them along the episodes and even the film that they were there helping out the ponies. But honestly, the first My Little Pony I've watched was actually the second generation of My Little Pony, which didn't have humans. But both styles of both generations are very similar to each other. And apparently the reason why Gen 1 till 3 looks a bit off is because the animated series are based on the toy, not the other way around, so they look a bit blocky. But for now, I'll just be focusing on Gen 1 ponies, and maybe I'll do Gen 2 a bit later on. Now let's just get on with the video. So I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no idea who these ponies are. I've never even seen Gen 1. The first ponies, or My Little Pony, as I've said, that I've seen was Gen 2, and then I skipped Gen 3 and moved on to Gen 4. I've seen some bit of the current generation, and since that was a kind of meh for me, I just kind of casted it aside. But don't worry, I'll be going through all of the generations at some point. But Gen 1 wasn't really one of my fortes. So no, I have no idea who Firefly is. I did see some clips of her in YouTube and in TikTok, and it seems that she was the Rainbow Dash of the group. Apparently she's quite outgoing, or for me she was quite reckless as well, very similar to how Rainbow Dash's personality is in Gen 4. Thing is, since I had no idea who these ponies were, I kind of based their redesigns on the little snippet of description that you could see at the bottom of Firefly over there. So she loves to race and she's quite graceful, so I thought she's this very chilled, relaxed pony that's quite, I guess, rarity vibes, if that makes sense. And I guess the current design, or the old design that I could see on the top left picture over there, it's just quite similar to a lot of the ponies at the time. So with that curly wavy hair and the bow on the tail. At the time I didn't realize that the bow on the tail was common in all ponies, so I thought this was quite a unique feature of Firefly, which was the reason it gave me that kind of view of her, that she's like rarity in the sky instead of like a Rainbow Dash in the sky, because I didn't actually see any of her clips until later on when I realized, oh god, I had no idea who these ponies were. But for this character, in her design, I kept her wavy locks only because, again, I didn't realize that wavy locks, or the curly mane / tail type, was common amongst all the ponies. I thought this was honestly unique to Firefly until I had a closer look at the other pony designs. So I gave her her wavy locks, I gave her her bow on her tail and on her head as well. And I thought I should change her cutie mark, because she doesn't look like a firefly to me, and the cutie mark doesn't look like a firefly to me. Not like I made it look like a firefly anyway, but I thought she should have a bow that is kind of, has a lightning attached to it, so it looks like the bow is moving really fast to show that she's also a fast pony, but also kind of a cute looking pony. I guess in my head I thought of her as a show pony instead of someone who actively competes in races. For example, I thought she would have been the type of pony that would do showy flights instead of racing, basically. I really like the way her body color and her hair color are contrasting colors, which is why I even kept them in the first place. And after I did the shading and all the line coloring, this is what she ended up looking like, and I hope you guys like her. Now, when I first saw Galaxy, and the first time I kind of saw her name, I kind of thought to myself, what if I turn her into an alicorn? But I didn't have enough good reason to turn her into one. But again, everyone's design in Gen 1 till Gen 3 basically looks quite similar to each other, purely because of the way the manes are styled and how everyone has that bow on their tail, especially in Gen 1. So I kind of struggled with the way she would look, because I thought, maybe she should look like Twilight, but I would want her to look like Twilight. But Galaxy gives me such Twilight vibes. I couldn't help it, because a lot of the characters that we saw that have kind of Twilight's cutie mark or has similar cutie mark to Twilight, like Moon Dancer and Starswell the Bearded, they're all quite knowledgeable people. They're very into books kind of ponies, so I thought for this one maybe we'll change it up a bit, and instead of a kind of book person or someone who's really into academics, maybe someone who's slightly the opposing side of academics and more into magic. I know that My Little Pony is all about magic, friendship is magic and all, but in a way more like a fortune teller or a mystical spiritual person, rather than someone who purely relies on scientific methods. So I thought Galaxy in my version would be some sort of spiritual fortune teller person who's really good into reading into other ponies and being able to predict the future. Ooh. But anyway, that's why I wanted to keep her hooves a bit darkened like that. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool, kind of like how you would paint your nails black because you're edgy like that. I wanted to give her more of an edgy vibe. That's what I'm trying to go for. And it kind of made her look like she has galaxies on her I guess legs. That's why I added those stars in as well. It gave me a lot of 2014 vibes, when galaxies and designs about galaxies and stuff were so popular. Do you guys remember that? A bit later on I would add stars onto her hair as well, just because I thought it'd be cute. And instead of just stars on her cutie mark, I kind of changed it. I did change it. I changed it into Saturn instead, just because I thought that would look really cute. But here's how she looks now. I gave her golden shoes as well for the vibes, and I hope you guys like her. So last one is Lockett, and I'm gonna say this again, I have no idea who these ponies are. I haven't even done any research on them, to be completely honest with you guys. So my point is, I don't know whether their cutie marks actually have any correlation to their special talents / abilities. In Gen 4, we see that all ponies are born with a blank flank, and they later get their cutie mark when they recognize their special talent. However, I'm not sure if that is the case with Gen 2 at least. Obviously her cutie marks are a bunch of keys, so maybe her talent is that she's a really good locksmith. Maybe she's really good at opening locks, so she'd be a really good thief. It does say in her little biography there that, I don't know, I can't even read it. It's so small from my screen. It says that Lockett has a special bunch of keys, which means that she can open any doors to lots of adventures. Yeah, that seems like she's into thievery. Anyway, I got tired of using pinks and purples for the full body color, so I thought I should change this one up a little and use the white from her hair on her body instead. I kept the orange and purple for her hair, and I kept her hair short because I'm assuming that she's into adventuring instead of going and picking on people's locks and stuff. And I thought adding that little scarf would be really cool. Gives me the Jinga Hagane vibes, if you guys know Beyblade. And I'm just gonna keep that cutie mark on her as well, just because I thought that's really cute. If you guys look really closely, it does have a heart shape on it. But yeah, this is how she looks like. I guess out of all the other ponies I've drawn today, she's the one that looks a little bit more further away from her original design than compared to others. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much to everyone who's watched this far, and to those who subscribe, thank you very much as well. I really do appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I make lots of these videos and I'll make more in the future, I promise. So please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!